In a quiet valley where rooftops shimmered like shells and lanterns swayed in the evening breeze, there lived a small boy named Arthur who believed he had been born without courage. He felt it in the way his voice softened whenever others spoke loudly. He saw it in the way his feet hesitated at the edge of new paths. While other children raced across bridges and climbed glowing trees, Arthur stayed close to doorways and shadows, watching life pass like drifting clouds. Each night, when the valley grew still, Arthur climbed to the hill behind his home. There, beneath a sky stitched with silver light, he whispered his worries to the stars. He told them about the deep river he was afraid to cross. He told them about the festival stage that made his hands tremble. He told them how he wished, more than anything, to be brave. On one such night, as the wind carried the scent of wildflowers and distant bells, a star flickered brighter than the rest. Then it moved. A soft thread of light slipped from the sky and settled into Arthur's open palm. It felt warm, like holding a heartbeat. In that moment, something gentle stirred inside him. The next morning, when Arthur stepped outside, he noticed the world felt different. Colors seemed closer, sounds felt kinder, and when he approached the river that had always stopped him before, his feet did not freeze. He crossed. Wordlessly, calmly, he walked from one side to the other, heart steady, breath strong. On the far bank, he looked down at his hand. A faint glow lingered beneath his skin. That day, Arthur discovered he could borrow bravery from the stars. Whenever fear rose, he would return to the hill at night. A star would offer a tiny spark, and courage would bloom inside him like sunrise. With each borrowed light, Arthur grew bolder. He helped carry heavy baskets for tired neighbors. He climbed high branches to rescue lost ribbons. He stood between quarrels and spoke gently until voices softened. Soon, people began to notice. They smiled when Arthur passed. They called him courageous. They called him strong. And Arthur, for the first time, believed them. But something else began to change. The stars above the valley no longer shimmered as brightly. At first, Arthur thought it was only clouds. Then he noticed spaces in the sky where light once lived. Nights grew quieter. The constellations thinned like fading memories. Still, when someone needed help, Arthur returned to the hill. Each borrowed spark made his heart braver, and the sky dimmer. One evening, during the valley's lantern festival, a sudden wind swept through the streets. Paper lights spun into darkness. Children cried as decorations toppled. A fragile bridge near the river began to strain under rushing water. People froze. Arthur ran. He held beams steady. He guided frightened families across safe paths. He climbed the bridge supports and tied glowing ribbons until the shaking slowed. The valley watched in awe as the small boy moved with fearless grace. But when it was over, Arthur felt something ache deep inside him. That night, he returned to the hill, expecting the familiar warmth of borrowed light. Instead, he found silence. Only one star remained bright. It hovered low, pulsing softly, and Arthur understood. He had been taking something precious. The star drifted closer, and in its gentle glow, Arthur saw reflections of every moment he had used its light. He saw the kindness he had shared. He saw the courage he had borrowed. And then he saw the cost. The stars were not endless. They had been giving pieces of themselves so he could feel whole. Arthur's chest tightened. For the first time since discovering the sparks, he did not reach out. Instead, he melted. "I don't want to take anymore," he whispered into the quiet sky. The last star flickered, and a soft warmth filled the air, not entering his hand, but surrounding him. In that stillness, Arthur realized something he had never understood before. The bravery he felt had never belonged to the stars. The stars had only reminded him where it lived. It had been inside him all along. With trembling fingers, Arthur lifted his hands toward the sky and imagined every borrowed spark returning home. Light flowed upward like glowing seeds, rising back into the heavens. One by one, the stars rekindled, spreading across the darkness until the night bloomed again with silver fire. Arthur felt smaller without their borrowed strength, but he also felt lighter. Days passed. Without the sparks, Arthur stumbled sometimes. His voice shook again, his steps hesitated. Yet when the river swelled after heavy rain, he crossed it anyway. When a child cried alone beneath a tree, Arthur sat beside them. When the festival returned the following season, he stood on the stage with empty hands and a steady heart. His courage was quieter now, but it was real. And the valley noticed something else too. The stars shone brighter than ever before. On warm evenings, Arthur still climbed the hill. He no longer asked for bravery. He simply thanked the sky and shared stories with the light above. And though he would always feel fear from time to time, he carried a gentle truth with him wherever he went. Courage is not something borrowed from distant stars. It grows in small hearts that choose kindness. And once discovered, it never truly fades.
Hey everyone! Give this a thumbs up and subscribe for more adventures!